Good morning and thank you for sharing your first day of the week with us. I am Louisa Lee, here to bring you the most up-to-date news around the world. First, in the U.S., let's find out what U.S. President Barack Obama have in mind in boosting the nation's economy. 美国总统奥巴马提出他的就业法案，总支出的金额高达4700亿美元。今天他就会把法案送到国会审理。
Making the case for a jobs bill.
It's a jobs bill that does two.
In his weekly address, U.S. President Barack Obama says Americans need to be ready to, quote, pay their fair share to narrow the U.S. deficit, previewing his proposals to Congress that are expected to include more taxes on the wealthy.
On Monday, I'll lay out my plan for how we'll do that, how we'll pay for this plan and pay down our debt by following some basic principles, making sure we live within our means and asking everyone to pay their fair share.
As part of the president's effort to reduce unemployment, Obama said his $447 billion jobs plan will feature tax breaks for small businesses and workers.
This jobs bill cuts taxes for every small business owner in America. It cuts them even more for small business owners that hire new workers and raise workers' salaries. And it cuts taxes for every working family in America so that you'll have more money in your pockets and businesses know they'll have more customers to buy what they sell.
He is also looking for funding for public works projects.
This jobs bill puts construction workers back to work, rebuilding our roads and bridges and modernizing our schools.
Thank you, Madam.
On Monday, Obama is expected to present his plans to a congressional supercommittee tasked with finding at least $1.2 trillion in budget savings over 10 years. He's also expected to float plans for more taxes on the rich, as well as companies getting some tax breaks. Republicans on Capitol Hill see higher taxes on the wealthy as a problem for jobs, given that entrepreneurs and companies would be strongly affected.
And now, keeping you updated with the UBS fraud case, the estimated loss of the Swiss banking giant UBS due to the unauthorized deals of a London-based UBS trader by the name of Kweku Adeboli has been raised to $2.3 billion from the initial amount of $2 billion. The 31-year-old Adeboli has been accused of 2 counts of false accounting and 1 count of fraud by abuse of position. Adeboli will remain in police custody until his next hearing, which is scheduled for this Thursday. 瑞银银行 UBS 的伦敦交易员 Kweku Adeboli 因为涉嫌进行未授权的交易，造成 UBS 23亿美元的损失。他目前已经被控告2顶诈欺罪。And turning to news in India, a magnitude 6.8 earthquake struck India's mountainous north region near the Nepal border Sunday evening, killing at least 16 and injuring dozens of people. Rescue efforts have been hampered due to the heavy rains and the landslides in the area. The powerful quake was also felt in Bangladesh and Bhutan. 印度在星期天晚间发生6.8规模的地震，造成至少16人死亡。搜救行动正在进行当中，但是当地的豪雨让救援的工作变得很困难。Thank you for checking back with us for the latest celebrity news. I am Louisa Lee. Actor Brad Pitt misunderstood. The superstar is now doing some damage control, saying that his disparaging remarks in the recent interview about his marriage with ex-wife Jennifer Aniston have been misinterpreted. Brad Pitt 在最近的访问提到之前跟 Jennifer Aniston 的婚姻，说当时他的生活很平淡，反而现在和 Angelina Jolie 的家庭生活是很满足的。但是他的话似乎让大家觉得他是在说 Jennifer 很无趣。Brad 反驳说，他说的是自己的状态，和 Jennifer 没关系。This all started with an interview with Parade magazine, when the 47-year-old Hollywood star, Brad Pitt, finally opened up about his past marriage with ex-wife Jennifer Aniston. Pitt talked about his relationship with Aniston in the early days of his fame, saying, "It became very clear to me that I was intent on trying to find a movie about an interesting life, but I wasn't living an interesting life myself." The actor added, "I think that my marriage had something to do with it, trying to pretend the marriage was something that it wasn't." On the other hand, Pitt praises his romance with actress Angelina Jolie, saying, "I am satisfied with making true choices and finding the woman I love, Angie, and building a family that I love so much." Now to his own defense, after being attacked for his words, Pitt, who is currently promoting his new baseball flick, Moneyball, says, "It grieves me that this was interpreted this way," emphasizing that Jen is an incredibly giving, loving, and hilarious woman who remains my friend. "It is an important relationship I value greatly. The point I was trying to make is not that Jen was dull, but that I was becoming dull to myself, and that I am responsible for." Pitt and Aniston were married in 2000 and parted their ways in 2005, the same time period when Pitt admitted to falling in love with Angelina Jolie while on the set of Mr. and Mrs. Smith. And whether it was misread or not, Jennifer Aniston hasn't commented on Pitt's hurtful statements. She was last seen unbothered with her new man by her side. Now to other news, Canadian actor Ryan Gosling is keeping himself busy these days. Gosling just presented his latest flick, Drive, at the last day of the Toronto Film Festival on Sunday, appearing on behalf of the action thriller and also as a co-star in George Clooney's new political drama, The Ides of March. Ryan Gosling 在多伦多影展的最后一天推出他的新片《落日车神》，我们来听听他拍戏过程的一些想法。
Gosling is perhaps best known for his role in The Notebook, while earlier this summer, he also took part in the comedy Crazy Stupid Love, along with one of his favorite actors, Steve Carell. But then he ventured into the action-packed film Drive, in which he plays an unnamed LA man, only referred to as the kid and driver, who does Hollywood stunt driving by day and getaway driving for criminals by night. In the film, his romantic relationship with his neighbor, played by Carey Mulligan, draws him into a heist that went wrong afterwards. Even though Drive is Gosling's first action role, he links this film to John Hughes movies, saying he was always fascinated with high adrenaline films.
I always wanted to make a violent John Hughes movie. I love John Hughes movies, I love Pretty in Pink, but I always thought if there was a head smashing in it, it'd be the perfect movie.
And the action is probably the main focus of Drive because his character is given very little dialogue.
I don't think you need all this talking in movies. Sometimes it's easier to get the point across if you're not saying something. I think for me anyway, it just gets in the way of it, and so it was a real relief to get to just take that out of this and let people just watch it and make their own assessments of what they think the characters are going through.
Drive has been shown at a number of film festivals, in which it received a standing ovation at the 2011 Cannes Film Festival. Drive is now available in your nearest cinemas.
You get your money, his debt's paid. You never go near his family again. Did you have any idea there'd be a second car?
He said there would be another car to hold us up.
Whose money do I have?
I'm gonna tell you something. Anybody finds out, we're both dead.
That's why this driver's gotta go, Bernie. He's gotta go.
Do you remember this?
No. Any dreams you have or plans for your future, I think you're gonna have to put that on hold. For the rest of your life, you're gonna be looking over your shoulder.
And it's a wrap for designers and fashion followers who probably have a pretty good concept about what's in and what's not. 纽约时装周在昨天已经结束了，我们来看看最后登场的 Marc Jacobs 的 show， 综合戏剧跟服装，非常的精彩。
Marc Jacobs closed out Fashion Week in New York with all the theatrics and drama for which he's known. A large curtain revealed models sitting on stage, each taking a turn to strut down an extra-long catwalk to showcase Jacobs' Spring 2012 collection. Lean V-neck tank tops and sweaters created complete looks for shapely skirts with draped fabric in front that flowed into ruffles at the hem. Each model was styled in the spirit of the 1940s can-do gal Rosie the Riveter, with scarves wrapped turban style around their head. Some of the key pieces from the show were a flowing bronze silk dress with sheer black trim and a black leather jacket paired with a dress with translucent sheer ruffles. At the end of the show, Jacobs popped up from his onstage seat for his encore, literally closing the curtain on New York's Fashion Week.